Greetings to the Lunar Matrix. This is Elizabeth Shermer with an intuitive reading for the Lunar Matrix on Thursday, December 6th. Today's reading covers the period between this morning's last quarter moon and through next week's new moon, which occurs on Thursday, December 13th at 12:42 a.m. This is a really incredible period of time in which we're all living, and this week is important as we anticipate next week's new moon and the following week's winter solstice. An amazing period of expansion on planet Earth for all of us who are here. The support in the last quarter moon is always around helping us expand into a larger sense of consciousness and community with others. The full moon always brings new opportunities for expansion and growth, and then the last quarter moon helps us to become aware of the ways in which we can move into these potentials for transcending our own limiting awarenesses or limiting beliefs in order to participate in something bigger. And it's a perfect opportunity at this time because that's exactly what all of us on the planet are doing now, is expanding into a larger collective awareness and experience of unity consciousness. So understanding the general potentials for this week, I drew cards with the intention of accessing tools and helpful guidance for us so that we can be fully aware to these potentials. And so the card in the center of the reading in the position of awareness or the mind is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, if I often say I have a favorite card in the deck, but the Queen of Wands is one of my favorite cards because she represents our own ability to move into mastery of our power and our intuition, our creative spirit, our courage, and our fire. And so in the position of awareness, the Queen of Wands this week is representing the fact that we do have access to our own wisdom and creativity and trust. And so the rest of the reading will point to the ways in which we can access our inner wisdom and our inner trust and our courage in the face of what is really a very deep and powerful expansion that's beyond our conscious intellectual understanding. And the card in the position of body this week, Seven of Swords, actually is addressing the confusion and the stress that some of us may be experiencing right now. The expansion we're in the middle of is very deep, and much of it's beyond our own access to intellect. And so the Seven of Swords is a card that represents, it's called futility, and it represents patterns of futile thinking in the mind when our fears get activated. And this is all often around movement forward and expansion. And so this week you may notice your own patterns of futility being activated. I sometimes call this the yes but card, meaning yes, I'm aware that there's an expansion happening, which is represented by the central sword, the awareness and the inspiration, and then the additional six swords represent all the patterns of thought based on our own past experiences that lead us to think that things won't work out. So it's yes, this could happen, but here's all the reasons why it didn't in the past. So that because the expansion this week and that we're in the middle of now is so pervasive and deep, it's happening on a planetary level, it's also happening for each of us. It's beyond what we can intellectually understand, and it's even expanding into realms we've never experienced before. There's a new birth happening. So we won't intellectually be able to figure everything out. The Seven of Swords in the position of body is representing the opportunity right now to move beyond, or to remember that we don't have to figure it out, but to drop in to a deeper trust and a deeper confidence and a deeper experience. And this is the Queen of Wands in awareness, and also in the position of spiritual support, the Queen of Swords. So here's another aspect of swords, which is representing our capacity now to access a bigger picture than just what our rational intellect might be able to access. The Queen of Wands represents mastery of overseeing the big picture and mastery of awareness in the intellectual realm from a deep place of inner confidence and inner trust. There's the ability to transcend judgmental thinking and access a sense of order. And Spirit is offering us this capacity. So the brief message this week is to stay on track. And if you haven't had a chance to look at last week's message, I would reference that because it is the big picture message of what's happening now. So in order to stay on track this week, access your own mastery and your own ask for help to connect to those larger realms of mastery and know that it's available. The final piece of advice this week, the something else to consider, or something new to consider, is the Ace of Wands, the birth of fire, the birth of unlimited potential. This is what we're in the middle of, is a new birth. And the birth is of fire and creativity and vision and spirit and source. All of the things that the Ace of Wands represents. And this is an unknown territory, an unknown path, the unknown charted waters. And so the aces always can activate insecurity because we don't know what's coming. So it's an affirmation that there's a reason why we may be feeling unclear, but we have access to our own realms of support. One important realm of support this week is to connect with your own personal grids, your own trusted companions, and share your visions, but also share your insecurities and support each other, because we're going through growing pains right now, and it's natural for either physical symptoms to show up or mental and emotional patterns of insecurity. So through it all, just trust and rejoice and celebrate in the larger picture of the birth that we all anticipate. And next week's new moon will bring a new gift of supportive energy, and you can trust that that's coming. So this week, work with what we might call healing crisis that comes up in any area, and know that it's part of the release of the past in order to move forward. The energies are really deep, and just remember to connect with your grids of support this week as you anticipate the celebration to come. So in closing, I wish you all the best, and I look forward to connecting again early next week with an advanced reading for Thursday's new moon. And I close now with blessings of the highest and best for all. This is Elizabeth Shermer with the Lunar Matrix.